Hey everybody, Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you all the way from deep in the bowels of the Winners and Whiners Sports and Entertainment Complex to talk about Monday Night Football, battle there in the NFC South between the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. First of all, thanks for coming back today, guys. Had a rough day yesterday, absolutely, in the NFL. Yeah, not one of our better efforts. We'll talk a little bit more about it in the shoutouts. I got some definite crow eating shoutouts. So on we go, everybody. We do our best every day, and we're back at it again today with my take on this game. So without further ado, don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, give me your comments. I want to know what you guys are playing, and we're starting to get some good cappers, everybody. So keep an eye on the comment section for picks. We've got guys that are at least really got it done over the weekend. So kudos to them. And yeah, that would be my dream, is to turn this into like a cappers forum where everybody just shared their picks, and we all beat the man. Remember, it's not the job to beat each other. It's our job to beat the man. All right. So let's take a look at this contest here tonight. The first thing I'm going to say, not thrilled about this game. This is not one of my favorite games. You got a couple teams that the Carolina especially a little bit psycho. New Orleans, uh, they've switched to southpaw basically in the middle of the fight. They were the offensive juggernaut for the first few weeks, and then the last 5 weeks, they've been getting it done, believe it or not, with defense. So before we go, here's the tail of the tape. All right, New Orleans, the visitors, 11-2 on the season. They are 10-3 against the number, and the over has cashed 5 times out of their 13 contests. Carolina Panthers, on the other hand, 6-7 straight up, 5-8 against the spread, and the over has come in 7 times in their 13 games. This is about as close to a must-win for the Panthers as you can have, with only 2 games remaining after tomorrow night, after tonight's contest. They're trying to remain tied with the Skins and just half a game back of the Vikings for the wild card spot there in the NFC for the second wild card spot. The Saints, they're trying to clinch a bye and home field throughout the playoffs. And with the Rams losing last night, that road got a lot easier for the Saints. They now just have the Bears to worry about, and yeah, their magic number is diminished greatly. Hey, here's a little fun fact for you. One of these teams is a top 10 scoring defense, and the other team is the Carolina Panthers. Now that may come as a surprise if you're used to Carolina getting it done on the defensive side. And make no mistake, they've got some real pieces there on the defensive side. Julius Peppers is still playing out of his mind, even though he's, I believe, 53 years old. As is Luke Kuechly. He's getting it done. Luke is still the man. So they've still got some tools on the defensive side of the ball, but they've had some struggles. The Saints, like we talked about at the top, they've been getting it done with defense. They've given up an average of just 17 points in their last 5 games, and they're kind of a different offensive unit. They've run the ball over the last 3 weeks 80 times, while Brees has thrown for just 157 yards per game over that stretch. The Panthers play a real nice run defense. Everybody knows about the Saints' run defense. It is a numero uno in the NFL. The Panthers' run defense, however, is no slouch. It checks in at number 7. Also a rarity, the Saints, they're playing their third straight road game. Now, it's kind of been as friendly a road schedule as you can have for 3 games in a row. They played a Thursday, then they played a Sunday, so they got some extra rest, and now they're playing a Monday, so they get a little extra rest there as well. However, it is still 3 games on the road. It's 3 times they have to go through the hassle of the road trip experience, and that, I think, is going to make a difference tonight. I really do. Um, the other side of the coin, what we need to talk about is the fact that Cam Newton is injured. All right, the Panthers don't want to admit it. They don't want to allow teams to factor that into their game planning, but you can make a pretty good case that ever since the week in Pittsburgh, he's had shoulder problems. He's been on and off the injury report, and in fact, Last time when they had a Hail Mary attempt at the end of the game, they took Cam Newton out and put in the second string quarterback to throw the deep ball. That tells you what you need to know right there. Now, here's the deal. It isn't readily apparent because he's still got the zip on his balls. He can still, wow, that sounds bad right there. He can still wing it, all right? He can still throw it with the velocity. But what's suffered is the accuracy. His windows aren't as narrow as they need to be. His variance is higher, especially once you get over the intermediate level of about 15 yards. What he's been able to do is compensate for that by throwing shorter passes closer to the line of scrimmage and still getting this done. I think McCaffrey is going to find tough sledding here with the New Orleans defense. I think they're still going to feed him the ball. They're going to try to establish the running game, but I think they're going to ultimately abandon it in favor of the short passing game, in which McCaffrey also plays a vital role. Final thing is, this time of year in these games, I'm looking for desperation. I want to know the team that absolutely has to have it. You saw it last night with Philadelphia, and I think we're going to see it here tonight with Carolina. Carolina, not only are they playing for their playoff life, I think Ron Rivera's playing for his coaching life right here. I think he's coaching for his future, and Riverboat Ron will pull out all the stops when it comes to winning this game. I think they'll be going for it on fourth down. I think they'll empty the playbook, even that stuff there towards the back that they haven't run since preseason. Newton may fail late, like he has in recent weeks, to get the win, but I think, especially at home, the Carolina Panthers in desperate need of a win, at least keep it close until Cam has a chance to screw it up late. I'd like the Carolina Panthers plus the 6.5 points. Okay, so now, excuse me, guys. Now it's the mea culpa portion of our show. We're gonna do some shout outs, and I don't have as many as I'd normally have. Why is that, you ask? Well, because a lot of people tailed me. So, thanks for letting me know, by the way, that you had tailed me on these bets and that I had pretty much screwed up your Sunday. If it's any consolation, and I know it's not, I played every one of them myself. I had confidence in all these picks, and when I go back through, as I do with every time I have a handicapping session, I'll go back through to see what won, what lost, and see if there's any mistakes that I made, anything I could have done better. So that's the commitment I make to you guys. I do take this very seriously. I would never make light of the fact that we took a punishment like that, the 0-5 beatdown. And by the way, 0-5, just a little fun fact about odds. If I were to flip a nickel and to make my picks, it would be 31-1 against being able to pick 5 losers in a row with no winners. So, yeah, beating the odds all the time. The only thing I'll say, I'm not going to be one of those handicappers that say, well, they're all going to have weeks like that. It happens. You know what? I know it's always about what have you done for me lately. I know as we build more trust, more people play the picks. So, yeah. Having said that, my only thing that I'll say is that we did go 14-11-1 last week. We were still profitable. We still made money even with our 0-5 NFL Sunday. Now, let us never speak of it again. And here goes the shout-outs. First of all, I actually had a pretty good hunch. I talked to Karen about the Fresno State game. She thought Fresno State was going to be able to run up some points there in their bowl game. I agreed with her, and I said the Fresno State team total over 30 was a good bet. And, of course, Fresno State absolutely crushed that total, scoring a grand total of 31 points. So, yeah, there you go. Next shout-out goes to Dracula. Now, this cat does it right, man. You know how I feel about retro cappers, okay? This guy, he does it the right way. He picked out my Jacksonville, Washington pick. He told me he didn't like it. He told me why he liked it. And, yeah, he was cool about it. And lo and behold, as we all know, Jacksonville did absolutely nothing. And Josh Johnson and the Washington Redskins ultimately prevailed in that game. So, good call, Drac. Every time I see Dracula, it's like he takes these teams that, they're rising from the dead. Like the Washington Redskins, you thought they were done, and all of a sudden they sit up like the Undertaker at WrestleMania, everybody. They're not dead yet. Here they come. Drac, nice job. The Dog Man, He called on the Falcons to go big, and they did, but he did miss the Seahawks as they struggled there against the Niners and ultimately lost in overtime. So, Dogman, nice job. Silver Fox, hey, he got on the silver and blue up there with the Detroit Lions. And the Lions, even though they lost to the Bills by one, they did beat the number, which inexplicably had the Bills favored. Well, go figure. They ended up winning. Last but not least, I got to give a shout out to my man Christopher. Christopher and I had a little back and forth. He was kind of on me about the Denver game. Said how could anybody miss it? Blah blah blah. As we talked about earlier, you know how much I love retro capping, and I kind of jumped his shit. He was pretty cool. He came back. I challenged him. I said, you know what? Anybody can do it in reverse. If you're so smart, why don't you give me 3 good picks for tomorrow? This was last night. This is Saturday. We talked, and lo and behold, he did. Well, you're never going to guess how those picks went, everybody. The Colts, huh? Now, let's see. They shut out the Dallas Cowboys. The Titans, oh yeah, they got home. How about those Niners? Anybody know how the Niners did out there against Seattle? Oh yeah, they won outright. Christopher, fine job. That's pretty much how that goes for me. The first week, and I was talking with somebody earlier. I honestly can't remember the last time I went 0-5. It's been a hell of a long time. So of course it has to be the same weekend that I go 0-5, running my mouth, and Christopher steps up and goes 3-0. Nice call, brother. Like I told you in the comments, I hope you keep giving your picks. I want to build as many people making great picks on our comment section in our forum as possible, and I think you do a great job. So hang in there, man. Thanks for the good picks. Keep up the work. All right, guys, that's it. We did our thing. Onward and upward we go. Get out on the Falcons tonight. All right. I think that's like I said. I don't love this game, but we do it. It's our Monday night game. That's what we do. I like the Falcons in this spot. I like the ode to desperation that's going to be reeking there from Charlotte. Hey man, get down on the Falcons. Get down on Charlotte, on whatever their team is, on the Panthers. Been a long day, folks. Get out on the Panthers. Grab those 6.5 points, and you can join me. We didn't go there yesterday, but we'll do it tonight. You can join me as we head back to the window. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.